Hey guys, I've been seeing a lot of boarded up houses on Facebook. Oh, this is great. Buy more fix up, the more whatever equity, which sometimes is true, sometimes is false. I think more is false than it is true because you always run into extra money. You don't get to have utilities on. And I don't know about you, you can walk out your front door, look down the street, drive around your neighborhood, and see if there's actually any boarded up homes. I know where I live, and it's not like a super high end area, but it's upper middle income area. But there's no boarded up homes here. If you put something on the market as is, it's going to move, it's going to sell, and someone's going to go in and remodel it. But obviously, in these kind of situations, nobody wants it, especially if wholesalers have it. If it's not on the MLS where you're going to get most of your buyers, the wholesalers are marking them up and they're making money on them. So you have to be very careful with that because you're going to run into over budgets, neighborhoods, just a lot of stuff on that. You need to really particularly watch, and insurance too. Insurance don't like these houses, so you're taking kind of a risk during the time that you're remodeling it too. And again, what kind of neighborhood would have boarded up homes? You make your decision on that. Also, so here the same thing. So you beware of boarded up homes because it's going to be extra cost for the rehab. There's just a lot of stuff. I was talking with one particular one that bought one of those, and they're so far over budget they don't even know what to do. And that's because electrical, plumbing, HVAC. There's AC, windows. What happened to the windows? Why would somebody board this up? Because they don't want it. They left it. It's no good. So just remember those neighborhoods. You really need to do some research. Trashed homes are the same way. If you have a trashed home, which sometimes are good buys, but you better be careful because again, it's gonna cost you a little bit more money trashing those things out, making sure they get inspected. A lot of stuff can go wrong. I did one particularly. It was actually in a nice neighborhood. It wasn't boarded up though, but it was trashed out. It was trashed inside, and I went in there and we found so many things like, for example, a patio on the side we didn't even know existed. So there's a lot of stuff in there, but we got it done and we sold it. And we made a lot of money, but that was in a golf course resort area, and the gentleman inside had just ripped it all up, and the outside looked great. That's why they never said anything. And remember, cities do not put up with this stuff. Good cities will not allow you to destroy the outside and destroy and put wood up on your windows and just let it sit there. It's just not going to happen. Then I saw another one of my buddies that was showing a house that had a great interest rate and all that, but it had bugs and rodents. He had to put on a ski jacket with a hood to go in there, and because he said there were so many bugs and rodents and stuff. So again, who does that? Does your area or neighborhood have any houses that have been neglected so much that it's full of bugs and rodents, and you can't hardly walk in, and no one wants anything to do with the property? They're just giving it to wholesalers to sell because wholesalers, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, they don't stay in the good areas because they're hard to get. So consider that when you're looking at properties and stuff of that nature. Plus, they don't have any E&O insurance. They don't have any. They're not licensed or anything, so they can say what they want. And there's really not much you can do to them. So again, if it's got bugs or rodents, who the heck wants it? I don't. You just run into a bunch of problems because there's a lot of stuff behind the walls and stuff you may not see. And again, if it's in that type of neighborhood, go in your neighborhood. Is there anything like that in your neighborhood? Not mine. We buy in like nicer neighborhoods. So I always look at the other homes, how they're treated. And one thing I do look at is cars. It's not a protected class. If they have nice cars that people are driving, or just clean cars or whatever, then that's probably a good area. And people respect their cars, they respect their houses. So in my opinion, I don't know for sure, but that's the way I think. So again, make sure you have a nice neighborhood that you're in. Make sure you look at the neighborhood because again, the tenant's the most important thing. How long are they going to stay in a property that's been wooded up, fixed up in a bad area? I don't think very long. Our stay 24 to 28 months. We got somebody that we've actually had in the property for 13 years. Now we haven't managed it. We've managed it for about 7, but they have the same tenants, and we raise rents as we go, and they're staying there. It's in a very good city, and they love it. So how long do you think the tenants will stay? Because that's a really important factor when you're looking at income. Because the more times they pay, because the higher the rents, the more they're going to pay. Lower rents, they're just more, they move out quicker, 12, say 6 to 12 months. Higher rents, they stay longer. They like the area. They want to live there, and they're paying for that privilege. So again, we get people with jobs, good stuff, and they live there. Um, it's just a great area, and we keep our houses up and we keep them nice because we want the values to go up. We're seeing very good appreciation on our properties, and that's why, because we buy in the better neighborhoods, higher rents. We buy where people want to live, not where they have to. So again, keep that into consideration because you're going to have a lot of rehab if you don't. Rehab is something most people don't put into factors. They just look at the first rehab, getting the tenants in there, but they don't consider how long those tenants are going to be in there. You better, because when they move out, you're going to have to do rehab. I have an eightplex over there that I have to do a lot of work on. He makes money on it, but again, there's a lot of cash that he's got to give me because of move outs. So with a house or a duplex, you don't have all that. You just have a really nice thing in nicer areas, and they're going to stay 24 to 28 months. And and they leave the place nice because we get good tenants. We get tenants that have jobs and want to pay the rent and want to live in those areas because if someone gets on the difference is if someone gets on a credit of a regular tenant that does not have any assistance, that goes on their record, and they can't live in nice areas anymore because if they show an eviction on the record, nobody's going to take them. So again, rehab is another factor, and again, when they move out, the fix up, all that is a factor, and it's really important that you know that. We had somebody move out after 4 years. We had about a $4,500 rehab, and we had it rented again. So it's really, really an important factor to think about. So if you're thinking about buying real estate, income real estate, I got premium income real estate. It's all I buy. That's it. So please call me. I'm 216-703-574. I'm Brett with Key Realty. I've done like 1,200 plus homes. You can go to clevelandincomerealestate.com. I have a YouTube channel, Brett's Realty Group.